Hello, Mount Zion family and friends. This is Pastor Angela bringing you another one of our carols and stories as we learn more about some of our favorite carols during this season of Advent. I'm sitting here in the sanctuary of Mount Zion. Our beautiful Chrismon tree is behind me, and I hope you'll enjoy learning about our carol of the day. So, our carol today is What Child Is This? And as I was learning and studying about this carol, I learned that it's unique in that it had a tune that was developed separately from the lyrics. So the tune of What Child Is This is Greensleeves. The tune is very old. It predates Henry VIII, so it's from the early maybe 1500s. The reason I mention Henry VIII is that's part of the folklore of this tune, is that Henry VIII used it in writing about the person he courted, Anne Boleyn, and it was associated with him. It was also popular in that time when William Shakespeare used it in one of his plays as the tune to a poem. So that haunting melody that you heard has been around for quite some time. It's most associated with guitars or harpsichords. And again, it predates Henry VIII by hundreds of years. Now, it first was published in 1652 and again became more popular as kings learned about it, as it was used even in pubs. In some ways, you could say that Greensleeves, the tune, was a popular drinking song in the pubs in medieval England. And so it was circulating around, and it was a popular tune that poets or just anyone would put words to. And so it's an ancient, not ancient, but a quite old tune. Now enter the words. The words were written by a man named William Dix. And the story goes that he was in a low place in his life, that he was in his late 20s, he was far from home, he had become ill. His position at a maritime insurance clerk office probably was in jeopardy, and he was all alone and even depressed, you could say. And so to keep his mind on better things as he was trying to heal, he wrote several poems, and some of which became hymns later on. And so What Child Is This? The words we know it became a poem. And he gave it a different name. It was first published as The Manger's Throne, or The Manger Throne. And it was first published in 1865. So you see, the tune is much older than the words. And it was first appeared in 1865 in something called Christmas Carols, New and Old. But it was just a poem. It was a poem that became popular both in England and in the United States. And it was a popular poem read at Christmas. And a few years after that, no one is quite sure when, somebody put the two together. The poem of William Dix and the old hymn tune of Greensleeves. And it became what we know now as What Child Is This? And if you look at the words, if you listen to the words, it's a different aspect of the hymn. The question is asked, who is this child that is to be born? Almost as if Mary and Joseph were watching the sleepy babe and wondering who he was to be. This baby that was laid in the manger. But we know that this babe in the manger would be the King of salvation for everyone. He would go from the cross to rule in the hearts of all, both peasants and kings. He would reign in heaven and invite us in. See, from William Dick's time of lost, in which he felt very sad, away from his family and sick, he turned to his God. The God he celebrated, born as the Christ child, but the one who would become king. It is that idea of Christmas that we celebrate. So as we close, I want to read the chorus of this hymn, and let us reflect on the Christ child that became king, that becomes our king. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste, to bring him laud, the babe, the Son of Mary. Hope you enjoy learning just a few bits more about what child is this.